Yo, what's up, everybody? How are things? New football week is upon us. I'll wait for some folks to get around here. Excuse me, let's set everything up here. There is one college game and one NFL game tonight. Still not telling the world what's going on yet. Not quite ready to get the back end looking all nice and snazzy just yet. So bear with me on the timetable for all this. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Had a couple of things that I was going to run by everybody. Let's see if I can find the right spot here. Okay. Maybe not. Okay. East Carolina leads Army in the football game 14-0 in the college. Army won the toss and deferred. Game opened 2.5 and 53. Bet up to 3.5 at the end. East Carolina, no issues so far, 14-0, they lead. Army calls timeout, 4th and 5 on East Carolina's 29. Anthony Smith has a 41-yard catch and a 40-yard catch. One touchdown for East Carolina. Hauser 4 for 5 for 109. He's also run it in for a touchdown as well. Army went 3-0 on its first drive. Now they're taking the ball to the field here on their second. Down 14-0. This is the same spot they were in last week. They might have been down 21-0 last week against North Texas before getting back into it and forcing overtime. So we'll see how things play out here in Greenville. North Carolina, the NFL game tonight, Seattle at Arizona. Seattle a 1-point favorite. There was a 1.5. It got as high as 2 at one point. Most places now swimming in the one pool. Total 43.5 at a couple of spots offshore, and some 44s out there offshore and in town as well. Seattle has won 7 straight down in Glendale and 10 out of 12. Just kind of give you a quick overview, preview type thing. I'm not saying Seattle has to win. I have no opinion whatsoever. I made the game pick in 42. I think that some of the reasoning why people like Seattle, first of all, they've played well through 3 games. Their record's 2-1. They probably should have beaten San Francisco in the opener. They lost that one. Darnold is rated by PFF as good as any quarterback in the league through 3 games. I don't necessarily agree from what I've seen, but he's been good, no doubt. Their offense is both top. Their offense and defense are the only teams in the league that are both top 5 in each category. Again, 3-game sample size notwithstanding. More importantly, I think it's been a problem for Arizona to win, not necessarily uncorrelated either, with Kyler Murray being the quarterback for Arizona. It just in that time period, Arizona's been not as good up front as Seattle almost every year. It's certainly on offense against Seattle's front 4, they're up against it. And it's the same thing tonight. If Arizona's going to win, they're going to have to give Murray some time, and they're going to have to make sure he needs to make sure he doesn't snap the ball and immediately start getting happy feet back there. The internal clock needs to be better for him. Give himself some time in the pocket. And, of course, the other flaw that needs to be rectified at once, last year's first-round draft choice, Marvin Harrison Jr., has not contributed much lately. And more importantly, when they did call him to get the ball, and he called it himself to get the ball more last week, he had a huge play that was sitting right in his hands, and he just dropped it. And that would have resulted in probably a touchdown in Santa Clara against the 49ers. So, he's someone with that kind of draft capital, and the Ohio State receivers playing how they have in the last few years in the league. You got to think that you'll get better from him, or you hope you would, from him tonight at home in another big division game. Certainly, the Cardinals don't want to fall to 2-2 and having lost 2 division games, especially with their 2 wins to start the season against 2 of the worst teams in football, um, in Carolina and New Orleans. And Seattle in the same boat. They're starting at 2-1. They sure don't want to lose, two division games. They will have both lost. Well, they both have lost to the Niners, and whoever loses this one will have lost to this other team. So you combine those things, and now you got a 1-2 for the loser with 2 division losses, and that's always tough to overcome. Even 3 games in a division that's going to be as tough as this NFC West. Army had a guy open on 4th and 5. They threw it to Coleman, the quarterback, tonight. He was pretty good last week, led the comeback. But when he got hurt again, they went to the other guy who promptly fumbled. I think the guy had 4 turnovers for Army. If you didn't know any better, you'd say he's dumping. Anyways, East Carolina took over at their own 29, I believe. And that's where this drive started. The guy for Army just dropped it. I mean, the pass was right in his hands. Just a terrible execution. East Carolina lost last week at home to BYU. They're now 2-2. Army's 1-2 with the win over K-State and the 2 home losses to Tarleton State, which is a 1AA team in the opener, and last week to North Texas. So at least the 2 teams that have beat Army are undefeated still. Again, that's why the game tonight was pretty cheap. So far, I feel sick about it, but if Army gets a stop and a score here, they're right back in it, and of course they get it at halftime. So those are the 2 games going on in football. I'll devote a little bit more time to baseball tonight than I have most of the fall, just for the simple fact that we're coming to a climax in the season. The rest of the games on the card tonight are wrapping up the Thursday slate. I'll give you the finals so far. In the early stuff, the Reds have beaten Pittsburgh 2-1. The Dodgers have clinched the NL West for the 13th time, or 12th in a row, 8-0 at Arizona. Tampa Bay blows a late lead and loses to Baltimore 6-5. Minnesota shuts out Texas 4-0. Houston over Oakland 11-5. That was in Sacramento. Detroit leads Cleveland 4-1 at the bottom of the 6th. This would be a huge win for Detroit. They haven't beaten Cleveland in forever. They haven't won a game in forever. This is the first time in 20 starts, I believe, that Cleveland starter actually gave up more than 2 runs, which I think it ties our Major League record, or they're 1 off of it. White Sox lead the Yankees 3-1 in the 4th. No score in Toronto between Boston and Toronto in the 5th. And the last 2 games tonight, Kansas City, Anaheim, and Colorado, Seattle. So when these games go final tonight, that'll be it. The teams that are playing, there's all new series is starting on Friday, and everybody will have 3 games left, and we'll have a pretty clear look at what's going on in the playoff race. In the National League, Milwaukee and Philadelphia have clinched the byes. The Dodgers will be the 3, and it's most likely going to be Chicago the 4, San Diego the 5, and one of the Reds, Arizona, and the Mets for the 6. So that's where things stand that's where things stand in the National League. In the American League, it's a little bit more dicey. You've got Seattle and Toronto are both battling for the 1 and 2. I don't think Cleveland can get there, especially if they lose tonight. I think that Cleveland and Detroit will be back tied again. And I think both of them will be in position to get the 3. And then the wild card goes to the other one. And then the Yankees will be the 4 for sure. Unless they catch Toronto. And they're only 1 back of Toronto before tonight, too. So, but Toronto has the tiebreaker. So, or are they tied? I guess they're tied, and Toronto has the tiebreaker going into tonight. So, yeah, Toronto winning the Yankee loss would make it the magic number just 2 for the Blue Jays with the 3 games coming up this weekend. Anyway, some sort of a combination of Houston, Detroit, Cleveland, Boston. 3 of those 4 are going to make it. And then the Yankees, Toronto, and Seattle are already in, I think, or almost all but in. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go over that. There's football games on. But just to give you a heads up on the baseball, if you're curious about it, feel free to chat me. I'll be glad to answer anything that you've got about it. Anyways, that'll be the last of the baseball for a bit. We had Hauser scrambling for East Carolina, and he fumbled. They gave him a first down. But they took the fumble away, I guess. All right, so anyways, the football game, there's a kick. Seattle kicked it, the NFL game. And we're underway in Glendale with the Seahawks kicking to start with at Arizona. So the ruling on the field was no fumble, and they reviewed it, and they changed it to a fumble. So, yeah, so Army's going to get the ball, I believe. No, East Carolina got it. Okay, so now they're at their own 27. Okay, so Seattle kicked. This game, I'll give you the lines of both of them. Why not? What do we miss? East Carolina opened 2.5, and the total was 53. It closed 3.5. There were some threes, and 52.5, 53. So the side went up. In Arizona, the game, like I say, was mostly 1.5. There was as high as 2. It closes 1 on top for Seattle, the favorite. The total 43.5, 44. So you're up to speed there as we're underway. The NFL game can be seen on Amazon Prime, or if you're in the local markets, I'm not sure what the channels are. If you're in either Phoenix or Seattle, I think the games are available on your CBS affiliates. Might be the NBC in Phoenix. I should have looked this up. And the college game, the American Athletic Conference, which they refused. They want to be called the American now, but that's kind of seems like it's a little bit perverse, right? They're just taking over their own conference and they take over the entire country. A little bit invasive, intrusive. East Carolina and Army are on ESPN. Hauser, the quarterback for East Carolina, pounds it down to the 20 for a first down, and then he throws it complete to Connor for a 20-yard touchdown. 9 plays, 71 yards, 2:37 off the clock. Anthony Smith has a 41-yard and a 40-yard catch. This one for Connor is a 20 for his second touchdown. He's 6 for 9 for 156. The extra point by Mazzy's good. 39 seconds to go in the first. Javante Carter's touchdown makes it 21-0. East Carolina over West Point. Yikes. Cardinals have gotten a first down out to the 41. Murray keeps. McKeep going to get about 3. So it'll be third and about 6. I'm looking for a spot to try to come in and get Army, but I don't know. The defense has to show me something. They put East Carolina in third down 4 times, and they're 4 for 4. That's something that Army does to people. Army's 0 for 3 on third down, which again, they play a third down to get to 4th, so they're never going to be great on third down. If they're good on third down, that means they're going to beat your ass, because that means they're getting too many yards to set up third and short on first and second. Cardinals 3rd and 7. Murray rolls right, fires it downfield. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. I think the ball should have been caught. I'm not sure if his arm got hit or not. It wasn't a very good pass. They came from the left and he identified it. Stopped and rolled right, just kind of chucked it up. Receiver has to do a better job of coming back to it. I'm not going to put that one all on the quarterback. He was under some duress. So they'll have to punt. Fair caught at the 14. That's where the Seahawks will start. 12-17 to go in the first. And they're going to take a timeout. Live price, pretty simple here. Not much to it. I'll say Seattle 2.5 and probably 41.5. Well, give me a second for the market to adjust itself here. Two and a half lay 20 is what Chris says. Hard to argue too much with that. The Army game, 20.5, 21, and the total around 60 as we near the end of the first quarter. It's hard to believe this Army. I was talking about this last Saturday morning also when Army was all of a sudden down early, and the game's tracked me. The total was in the 60s, and then into the low to mid 60s, and then don't worry, it got there. It got into the 70s, I think. I want to say 41-34 was the final. Anyways, Army has a first down at the end of the first quarter. They're out to the East Carolina 36. And that's where they'll start when the second quarter starts. Live price, East Carolina 21, and there's a 21.5 out there. All right, I've seen enough of this. I know how this song and dance goes. Army doesn't lose by 21 to anybody. Let me look at the last time this happened. May have to go on this live. Hang tight. Okay, Notre Dame beat them by 35 last year. A little bit different story. And Navy by 20, but that's an asterisk too. That was a 10-win Navy team also. LSU thrashed them 2 years ago. They were a 33-point dog in that game. Troy State beat them 19-0 when they were catching 6. Yeah, there really haven't been very many teams beat them by margin. Georgia State by 17. That was a weird game. They were laying 9 against them at home. All right, I'm not going to say it can't happen, but certainly I don't like the start so far from Army. But you start giving them 21.5 points, and that seems absurd. And all of them are gone too. So I briefly tapped in an order, was asking a question, wait for the answer. Before I got my answer, he already said gone. So no live play on Army at the end of the first quarter. No gain for the Seahawks on first down. They're going to go fast. Trips left for the Seahawks with Darnold under center. No backs. Fires it out to the left. That's Jackson, Smith, and the Jigba. He breaks about 3 tackles. And he's got a first down. They actually had 4 guys out to the left there. I didn't see the tight ends who went out there too. Just a basic screen, and they just outnumbered. Arizona didn't have nearly enough guys. And another piss-poor job of tackling. I mean, Budda Baker's a 7-time All-Pro. Get over there and make a play. He was late. The corner didn't get off the block. Out to the 43. It's a first down. Clock moving at 11:15 to go in the first. Motion left. For right, sorry. They throw it to the motion man out of the backfield. Can't get a block from Charbonnet, and he's knocked down and around the line of scrimmage. Give him a gain of 1. He threw that backwards. It might be called a run play. Clint Kubiak looks just like his dad. You can tell that he certainly is not adopted. Offensive coordinator for Seattle. Motion right here. They're going to try to pound the ball to the middle, and Arizona's having none of it. Breaks a tackle, gets away. That's Walker. I think he's going to lose about 4. Had he gone down at the line, probably loses 1. Tough situation. I mean, you want to make a play. They had already gotten to him before he had gotten started. These are the situations that Arizona's supposed to put, once they put them in, supposed to have some success. Let's see what they try to do here, if anything, in terms of being aggressive against Darnold. Third, we'll call it 10. 5 minutes into the game at the 42. Here comes a blitz. They bring 6, throw into it. Quick slant, caught, and he fights all the way for like a 9-yard gain. It should have been a gain of 5. Horton, with great strength, gets him out near the first down. It's going to be just a yard short, but that certainly will impact the decision. Seattle probably would have had to punt on 4th and 5. But the yards after getting hit and dragging the defensive players forward will allow them to go for this. Really poor job of Arizona's tacklers there. 27 misses, 29 misses, 5's trying to strip him. All right, here we go. 4th and 1 at the Arizona 48. Shotgun, big formation, back offset to the left. They give it to him. He's going to get stacked up, and he gets nothing. Charbonnet stopped after no gain, and Arizona wins the battle up front this time, and will take it over on downs. And they'll be back to the favor on the live price. Sure as shit. Let's see, 9:02 to go in the first, and the Cardinals have it near midfield. They are now 1.5 point favorite. Total 41, give or take, painted. Neither team has done much on the ground, which part of the reason why one of my friends liked over in this game, that's his thought process. It's like if neither team can run it, that means all they're going to do is throw. And if all they do is throw, I mean, obviously that adds to the amount of plays. More incomplete passes means more total plays, more drives. You know, if you got one team playing from ahead, the other one's having to try to play faster. All kinds of things can lead to points when you got a low total like this. I could never have it. This to me seems like a game where it's going to be really hard for touchdowns. But there's certainly both teams have players that can make big plays. No doubt about that. Dwayne Coleman for Army fumbles, and East Carolina will take over at their own 24. 13 minutes to go in the second, and it's getting late early for the U.S. Military Academy. New live price 23 now. Total 57-ish. Got a flaw with one TV. Give me just a second. All right, so Army's now been stopped on downs, and they have a turnover to their name as well. All right, here we go. 9:02 to go. First quarter, each team's had the ball once. Arizona throwing a throwback screen to the left. They're faking it right. The linebacker 53 for Seattle was not fooled. Incomplete pass, knocked down. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier, and I'll go over this stuff in the next drive maybe, but tomorrow is the start of the Ryder Cup as well. They're playing that on Long Island, Bethpage Black Golf Course, one of those state parks in New York, halfway out Long Island. Should be a pretty boisterous crowd. Those New York fans are borderline nuts. Murray over the middle. It's intercepted. Overshot the receiver. Ball's out. Fumble. Bryant had it, and he lost it. That was a hell of a hit. Could have been called for unnecessary roughness as hard as he hit him with some of that shit they call those sissy penalties. Refs are trying to unstack him. I think Seattle might have gotten it. But there's a lot of big dudes fighting for it down there for Arizona. They may have stolen it, or they may still. There's dudes are getting their balls grabbed. I can tell you that much. And yes, so 2 turnovers on the same play. Bryant makes the pick, but then he can't hang on to it. Benson's at the bottom of the pile. Let's see who hit him. He's looking sideways. He sees Wilson coming. He's trying to slide. Oh, I don't know. They might have to rule him down. I want to see what the announcers say. Herb Street's saying that he thinks he's dead. He hits his own dude. I don't know how they score that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. He's trying to slide, but he runs into his own guy. Can you lose the ball if you hit your own guy first? Can you give yourself up? Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I don't even know how they deal this live. It's a huge deal because if Seattle, either team's going to have the ball first down at the 45-yard line of Seattle, so like it's possession here is a pretty big deal. Army does force an East Carolina punt. They get no return. They're at the 23. 11:27 to go in the first half. Army does break serve. So they're down 21-0. But they'll get the ball back, whatever that means. So I think this is the time maybe to go. Try some Army plus 21.5. If you can only get 21 cheap juice, that's okay. No more than 21 flat. Live play Army, 11:27 to go in the second. I'll give you those Ryder Cup matchups in just a few minutes, and also what time they tee off. That's the first one. I think that's, what is it, foursomes, which means one guy plays a shot and then his partner plays the second one. It's two. It's two guys for each team in one matchup. 8 of the 12 players for each country or each team will be represented in this foursomes match. Also 8 in the 4 ball, which is just low ball between each player on each team. Okay, I'm good to go. I'm going to fire it into the chat. So what are they going to call here? I love it. Seattle celebrated and it was still not their ball. I love it. So at the end, it's a 5-yard net, 1st and 10 for Arizona again after all that nonsense. So they celebrated during the review and they lost the review. Here's Benson. He gets about 13. By far the most successful running play for either team tonight. The fact that they called it the way that they did on the field makes me think that that was going to be tough to overturn. Had they I don't know. I would say had they given it as being down, I don't know. Maybe not. Dump off to Benson again. He breaks a tackle. Give him about 5 this time. And they are well within field goal range. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, hold all mutuals. There's a flag down now. Defensive face mask. So now it's automatic first down. They're already inside field. They're now in the red zone. Let's see Army do something on this drive. Come on. All right, first down, 7:48 to go with the 17. Comes a little razzle-dazzle. Give it to the receiver who's coming back off the left side behind the line. Let's call this a gain of maybe 3. Dortch, their little man now. He used to have Rondale Moore in that role. Poor guy kept getting injured. Got over 7.5 in this Mets Cubs. I sure would like the Cubs to contribute to the total at some point. 3-0 now, top of the 4th. Third and 5 for Arizona now. They're at the Seattle 11, I guess. Gun. Nobody in the backfield. There's a flag. It's the play stopped. I'm guessing that's going to be against the offense. It'll be 3rd and 10. It just seems like Arizona does this against this team all the time. They just shoot themselves in the foot. They look like trash every time they play Seattle. Army they're reviewing, but the guy had his left foot down before his right hits. It's a catch. Murray over the middle, caught by Dortch, breaks a tackle. God, he's still fighting. The smallest guy on the field. Give him only 6. They're going to have to kick a field goal. 4th and a long 3. Browns' kick will be from 32 now. They're going to get a delay game. Been a barrage of sloppiness both ways so far in the first 10 minutes. I do realize you're going to get that on Thursday. It's more than usual, but not an impressive start. So now it'll be a 32-yarder. Right down the middle. 3-0 Cardinals. 4:37 to go in the first in Glendale. Live price is coming. Might just be a dead-ass pick. Here comes Army on the move. Out past midfield. Total, let's call it 40. Now the Mets will do it by themselves. 6-0. 3-run homer by Batty. what's Army trying to accomplish here? They're taking too much time. 2nd and 2 at midfield. There's like 9 minutes left. It's not mathematically possible to run the whole clock down from here, boys. That was a great call by Al Michaels. About to say it's not their ball. What are they doing? All right, Seattle will start at the 23. 4:31 to go. What happened with Army on 3rd and 2? They lose yardage. Oh, they got sacked. Impossible. There's a play fake, and it's complete to the outside. Give them about 12. Good execution there by Darnold. Here's Walker again. He's going to weave and dodge and weave his way for about 9 before he gets knocked out of bounds. Set up 2nd and 1. 3:30 to go in the first. Oh, Walker gets outside of all the mess. He's got a big gain. Down to the Arizona 34, so give him about 24. Great work by the right tackle. Sets the edge. Pursuit just came in too tight. No one had contained. So at the 35 now, 2:43 to go. Clock limit. Darnold back to Walker again. Finds a hole after some great patience. Give him about 8. Just a routine power play out off the 7 hole. And things starting to open up for the Seattle offense here. They get it down to the 27. Play fake to Walker this time. He's going to take a shot. He has all day to throw it. Nothing there. Dumps it into the ground right next to Walker. It'll be 3rd and 2. Can't blame him for the call. Not on 2nd and 2 from this part of the field. You take your shot and you see what you do on 3rd down. They're in position to go for it. Nothing good happens here, just so long as nothing bad happens. He slings it to the tight end. That's a completion. 1st down. No, that's Cooper Kupp. So, okay, he was lined up outside of all that mess. Arizona did bring him. Did they bring a blitz? No, they didn't. Oh, man, the linebacker saw what was happening. He just couldn't get there in time. That ball had some absolute gas on it. He had to hum that thing in there. So, 1st down Seattle at the 16. back offset out in motion to the right. Nobody there threw it. And that's great execution matchups. Wide open to Barner in the end zone, and he's got your first touchdown of the game. 16 yards from Darnold, 6 3-point pending. 7 plays, 77 yards, 304. Seattle 6, Arizona 3. That's the tight end. Oh, just ran a release. Kind of like faked as if he was going to block. Had man coverage. Darnold saw it immediately. Got a very ideal matchup. That's a 10 out of 10 play success. The only way it can't be is if he drops the ball. East Carolina, big first down, gets out of their own red zone, out to the 32. Army, I don't know what the answer is here. I mean, North Texas's offense is good too. They figure out how to slow them down eventually. Maybe they got to get a touchdown and figure out whatever it's going to take to change the momentum a little bit. Yankees have taken the lead 4-3 over the White Sox. There is a timeout. Glendale, live price after the touchdown, 7-3 Seattle. 133 to go. Seattle 3.5. There is some 3- money. It's high as 4.5 in town. Total 44.5 is the most popular number. There is 45.5 as well. Hi Emma, what's up? How are you? Welcome to the gig. Live football tonight. There are 2 games. Army, East Carolina, 21-0, and Seattle, Arizona, 7-3. As you can see, the only play so far recommended, live Army, plus 21.5 a few minutes ago. That's for the game. They opened up as a 2.5-point dog. Seattle, Arizona, game was closed at 1-1.5. Seattle has scored a touchdown on top of Arizona's field goal to make it 7-3 late first quarter. 4.5, 4, 3.5. There is some 3- money on Seattle as well. 44.5 the total. Again, that's where things stand in both games. I'll be along until halftime of the NFL game tonight. Tomorrow, the Ryder Cup starts on Long Island. Here are the matchups, and I'll give you the updated prices. Let me look and make sure nothing's changed from what I wrote down earlier. I don't see a lot of volume on this stuff. There have been some movement. Let's see. Okay. Okay, those are my numbers. Okay. All right. So, John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton play against Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas for the U.S. That's the first group. It starts at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 a.m. Pacific time. Nice early wake-up call for me, which I will not be making because whatever I want to do with that match, I'll do before bed, and then I'll watch it whenever I want to. All 4 of them, actually. The current price on that is pick'em. I made Hatton and Rahm a small favorite. Nothing to it for me. Lucas Oberg and Matt Fitzpatrick for the Europeans against Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley. Henley and Scheffler are a $1.80 favorite. Come back 160 on Oberg and Fitzpatrick. Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood are monster favorites, roughly $2 against Harris English and Colin Morikawa. Come back 170 for the U.S. I can't remember ever a European team being favored this much on the road against any U.S. team. I can't think of it. Maybe it's happened, but not any time recently. And then the last one in the early sessions, it goes at 7:58 Eastern, 4:58 Pacific. These matches are going to go every 16 minutes is how things are set for now. Bobby McIntyre and Victor Hovland for Europe against Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. The U.S. side minus 135 favorite here. And there is a bet for me on this. McIntyre, Hovland plus 115. Anything down to plus 110 is good. I made it flat pick, or maybe even the Europeans a small favorite. So I don't, for the whole tournament, I have no strong opinion. The U.S. being the favorite with the home course advantage is a big deal. So no argument with that. I think the price is close to being correct. And, going in, that'll be it. Just the one play on that last matchup of the early foursomes. Go back to the football here. Army has an interception against East Carolina. 3:58 to go in the first. Now they could do their 4-minute offense with 2 timeouts left, down by 3 touchdowns, and they get it at halftime. They're down. 21-0. They have it at their own 19 after the pick. Murray gets sacked for a loss of 8. Nwosu. So it'll be 3rd and 15 for Arizona after they get 3 on the first down play. So the 21 now, it's 3rd and 15. Clock moving late in the first quarter. They do have to snap it. Well, hang on, they might not. Timeout, Seattle. So there'll be 2 timeouts here before this quarter was going to end. It was about a 3-second difference between game and play clock, but they would have had to snap it. They couldn't let it run out. So 8 seconds to go in the half, and Seattle will force them to snap it. Well, something wasn't right there. It's 3rd and long. Live price, Seattle now 5-point favorite. Makes sense. I would have made it a little bit higher, 5.5, maybe 6. Total is 44 and 44.5. East Carolina and Army, 20.5 and 49.5 under some. Saxtaha. Hello, mate. Love your streaming. Like to be a fan and a friend. Let's hang out in Discord. You mind? Dan M. James 60. My Discord is the same as my Twitter, which I'll be giving that out more publicly in the future. I'll go ahead and type it in here. Just started the Discord very recently. Excited to try to start figuring out more about it. Even literally, I got to look. I'll prove it to you. How about this book I'm in the middle of battling through right now? Discord for Dummies. I have some work to do. I got a long way to go, but I am trying to figure some things out. I got it all set up. I just don't know much about it yet. Like I said, I've been in somebody else's Discord for a couple of years, but only asking questions and chatting with them. Unabated, actually, is the name of that group, a professional gambling group based out of New Jersey. They charge money for all sorts of various help, odds services, line services, calculators. Perhaps the most popular person there would be a guy named Rufus Peabody, who's bet thousands and thousands of dollars on golf professionally for years, in addition to other things. So there you go. I think I've just put it in the chat. You guys can see Rex_Buyers, BEYERS. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the channel. I hope. Oh, the name of the actual channel, the Sweatbox, which is going to be the name of this stream as well. I don't know which one you'll have to know, so I better just put both for now, and you guys can tell me. Anyways, 21-0. Army has the ball back. It'd be really nice if they can get the score before halftime. Very similar to what they did against North Texas. Try to double up, get back in the game. There is another timeout in the Seattle-Arizona game. We're at the end of the first quarter. Live price again, 5.5 and 43.5, 44, 44.5. All those are out there as Seattle will get the ball back. Let's see. Quick baseball update as I wait for the quarter to get out. I have no opinion in the NFL game, by the way. Unlike the Army game where we saw maybe potential to make a live play early, I just don't see it here. I mean, I feel like Seattle's been the better side so far, and that may not stop. But I can't advocate for a play laying 5 points in a spot where, you could have got a -1 right when the game started. But yeah, I mean, I would say that the line should be a little bit higher. Okay, Philly leads Miami 1-0 in the 8th. There is a rain delay in Philadelphia. That's a tough break. Bueller's been awesome. The Mets lead Chicago 6-1, top 5. Really nice play by the center fielder for the Cubs. Take away extra bases from the Mets to start the fifth. Detroit 4-2 over Cleveland, top 9. Tigers trying to stop the bleeding. Cleveland has won everything in sight for a month. Yankees 4-3, bottom 6 over the White Sox, and Toronto leads Boston 6-0 after 6. Much needed result for the Blue Jays to also stop their own bleeding. 2 other games, Kansas City and Anaheim later in Colorado at Seattle. Those have not started yet. They go in the next 45 minutes. We got a punt by Arizona. Surely to Christ, they're not going to go to another commercial. They just had 2 in the last 8 seconds. $14.50 to go before the half. Seattle starts after the punt at their own 26. Army has 4th and 1 again. Too much of a struggle up there. Come on, offense. Here's a run. Breaks a tackle. This is Charbonnet, gets about 4. So one thing, Seattle, they have confidence in both these backs. I think Walker, in the grand scheme of things, is the guy that's going to make all the plays. Army runs the ball left, and they are stopped, lost in the backfield. The coach is disgusted. Not any more than I am. 2:07 to go, and East Carolina is going to take over at the Army. The Army 30, the Army 28. Jesus. Yeah, catastrophic turn of events. East Carolina now will do whatever they want to with the clock and run it down before they score. Penalty flag up in Glendale. Holding against the Cardinals. It's automatic first down for Seattle. Anyways, thanks you first-time chatters. Appreciate you checking me out. Tell your friends if they like to watch sports, bet on sports, and want to watch me do that and give you advice. I'm fairly calm right now. It probably helps that I don't have too much action. Haven't gotten to the point I'm going to lose my mind yet. Saturdays and Sundays it's usually a little different. A lot more games, a lot more things that can happen. 2-minute warning up in Greenville, North Carolina. East Carolina leads Army 21-0. They have 2nd and 5 at the Army 22. Live price East Carolina 24. There is 24.5 as well. Total 50.5. Wilson down for Arizona. That's a fairly significant deal. Baker and Wilson, the 2 leaders in the secondary. You got a trip by 76. Didn't do it on purpose, I guess. I think he'll be okay. Looks like he might have got cleated in the shin. It'll hurt, but give him some vitamin T and get him back out there. He didn't do anything to break a bone or anything. All right, 2nd and 12 after the loss. Rush 4, this time they get there. Right tackle had no chance. And they gobble him up. That is Calais Campbell. Guy's like fine wine, just continues to improve with age. It's almost impossible that this guy can be playing at this level as old as he is. But they still think the world of him. He's still a captain. Browning and Campbell played meat at the quarterback. They're going to have to split that sack. Campbell beat his man, the right guard up front, and the center. Browning was the one who beat the right tackle. 3rd and 19 at the 30. I would expect some sort of a possible draw here. Yeah. And give him 4. Walker gets 4. They'll have to punt it. 12:40 to go. Clock moving. 7-3 Seattle. So good answer by Arizona's defense. Their offense has yet to show much. Really, to be honest, it didn't show me much last week either. Actually, it didn't show much in the second half of the Carolina game. We're now going on 8 quarters of Arizona's offense being like noticeably subpar. Let's see what happens here to end the second. They can get a touchdown. I'll change my tune a little bit. Dorsch catches the punt, returns it out to the 27. That's where the Cardinals will start at 11:57 to go in the second. I would assume they're taking a timeout. I actually assumed wrong for just a second, but no, I got it right. Live price, Seattle favored 3.5 now, maybe minus money or potentially 4. I wouldn't make it any less than that until Arizona shows they can do anything on offense. It's not going to be very much longer here. I think it's next Wednesday is when the hockey regular season starts, right when the baseball playoffs start. So we'll have football games on. It's on Thursday night next week, in addition to baseball playoff games, regular season hockey. No, I'm fake news. Hockey doesn't start for 2 more weeks. I think it's the 6th of the 6th. It's 2 weeks from last night, or maybe from Tuesday night. First Tuesday in October, or first Wednesday, one or the other. So I can tell you this: in 2 weeks from tonight, there will be hockey, there will be playoff baseball, there will be college football, there will be NFL, and then another 3 weeks from that, we'll also have the NBA. Live price on the NFL game is 4, 3.5, and 4.5, with the game sitting 4. So pick your poison there. Books obviously this early in the game aren't worried about the game falling forward. They're not worried about getting middled too much. You're not going to do a bunch of price shopping. If you have all the outs, you'll take the best price available. The number doesn't matter so much. It does, but I'm saying the juice matters too. And then the total is basically 41.5, 42. There is some 42.5 under out there as well. So again, all the prices are the same or close to it. The totals are what are the juice that's involved are very similar. It's just a matter of whether you prefer a better number to pay more juice or a worse number to pay less juice or get plus money. All right, so Cardinals take over, 11:57 to go in the first half at their own 27. Benson again on first down, give him 8. Incomplete pass, miscommunication between Murray and Harrison. Tries they might, they still can't get it to him. Murray zings it outside and gets a first down catch to Wilson. Arizona moves the sticks out to the 41. Benson again. Give him a couple. Army's in the process of calling their timeouts against East Carolina on 3rd and goal. They're trying to get the ball back with some time to work with. 122 left. Live price 23 minus a bunch. 49.5. Murray's pass is batted down. One of the times his size will work against him to be 3rd and 7. Trying to hit the receiver on a slant. He looked open. All right, I think Discord allows me to add friends. Let me play with this. I might try to add you real quick, Dan M. James. First down on 3rd and 7 to the tight end for Arizona. He's happy about it. Doesn't even give the ref the ball. First down, Arizona, clock moving, 10:23 to go. Wow. Another first down. So McBride with two more catches back to back. He's got 4 for 35. And the Cardinals are in business again. Down to the 32, first down. 9:28 to go. Clock moving. Play fake. He's going to go for it all. Incomplete. Throw is out of bounds. Weaver, the intended receiver. God, his mechanics look so bad on that. I mean, he like faked it, and then when he threw it, he was half sidearming it. So the Mariners have earned a bye with the results of today. Official in the baseball. I think Cleveland losing to Detroit was the last straw there. I think that means that the AL East winner also is going to get the bye, or maybe they're only one game away. Oh, Army forces a fumble. They get it at the 18, 37 seconds left. So East Carolina was going in trying to make it 28-0 before the half. That will not happen. I don't think there will be enough time for Army to score again, but that's back-to-back turnovers for ECU before the break. 3rd and 11 for Arizona at the 34. Shotgun, running back offset to the right. He's motion left now, 2 receivers to each side. Over the middle. It's intercepted. Harrison bobbled it, dropped it into the arms of the defensive back Jones. He's out near midfield. Good Lord. Got to be shitting me with this guy. It's totally in his head at this point. Guy's way too talented to not make that play. Absolutely shit me. I mean, Murray put that one right on the spot, and he hit him right where it's supposed to. Now he's like laying on the ground like he got injured. I mean, I don't know if you're hurt or not. I mean, certainly his ego is bruised or his psyche's bruised. But, I mean, someone needs to talk to this guy command and say, listen, dude, you got to step it up. Stop messing around out here. You're fucking everybody's life up. I mean, these are people's livelihoods that are getting injured because this guy's, or, getting damaged because this guy can't catch the ball. I mean, let's face it. If he catches that 75-yard touchdown against San Francisco last week, they win the game. He's a liability out there. Absolutely impossible to think that 3 years ago when he was totally dominating college football. Head scratcher. Okay, so the new live price with Seattle taking over, after taking the interception out of their own red zone out near midfield, is 6.5. The total is 40.5. There's a 41 out there. I actually like under 40.5. 41's a better price you can get to it, but I just don't see a whole lot happening here. It seems like just so much had to happen for Seattle to get down the field and do anything, or for Arizona to get down the field and do anything, and they couldn't do it. I mean, boy, I'll be honest with you. The Twitter people are giving him the business. I mean, they deserve to. I hadn't cussed all night until that last throw. I got nothing to it. I just want to see the kid play better. So 6.5 and 40.5 flat on the total. I'm gonna regret not going under there, but 41 like flat was the worst I could go, and it's just not there. 40.5 is a step too much for me. I'm probably gonna regret it later.
Murray goes. Juggled.
Oops, sorry about that. Wanted to see the replay again. Army, that's the first time they've been shut out before halftime since the LSU game that I told you about, where they were beaten 62-0 a couple years ago down in Baton Rouge. Long pass. Oh man, incomplete. Horton again. Boy, that was close. I thought for a second he was going to catch it despite the coverage. Wow, single coverage. That guy can run. And that's a great pass by Darnold. That's better defense than I thought it was by 15, Melton. All right, so they have it still at midfield. 8:13 to go in the quarter, second and 10. Gunn, plenty of time. Fires over the middle, complete. Down to the 33, 32. 8 minutes to go in the half, and the clock will continue to move. Darnold had a clean pocket that time. They only rushed 4. No one really got close. Pass was actually a little behind the receiver, but he made a nice play. Darnold gives the ball to the back. That's Walker. He makes a guy miss and gets about 3, maybe 4. Army second half against East Kakalaka. Basically a pick. If I see a half on top, dog money, which I would make Army the favorite a half, maybe a little bit more, up to 2, 1.5, 2. I see picks in 24. I can't argue with 24. Maybe a little low. You figure if Army does their job and gets to at least 14, I can see East Carolina getting close to 14 also. Maybe more, who knows. What's the flag up here in the NFL? Let's focus on that for a little bit. Taunting Seattle. Wow, the down counts. That's a tough one. So it would have been 3rd and 2. 13 grabs his foot. Now Walker taunts him and he gets 15. What a bullshit call. Saying that it's right in front of the 59, the ref. He ain't even the one that called it. Oh yeah, he did. He did call it. How did he not see that 13 grabbed his ankle before all that? 3rd and 18 at the 40 now. So that changes everything about this drive. Seattle was a favorite to score a touchdown or close to it. Now it's a screen to Charbonnet, and he actually loses 4. And so now they're at the very precipice of field goal range. Myers can kick it a long way. I think he made a 54-yarder last week in Pittsburgh, but now it's a 61-yarder. Certainly Darnold's coming off. Just a matter of whether they're going to punt or kick a field goal. So Walker's penalty is a costly one for Seattle. They were cinched to kick a field goal at worst. Now they're going to have to punt. Clock moving inside of 6 minutes. From the 43 to the corner, it hits at the 1 and goes through the end zone. 5:40 to go, and Arizona will get it back after the touchback. Live price, Seattle 4, 37-ish. I missed that 41. I'm sick about that. Damn it. The game was 43.5. It's sitting 10. There hasn't been much happening. I had a fucking 41 right there. I just couldn't get there because I didn't want to lay 15. 20. And I couldn't get to 40.5. Shouldn't have worried so much. We'll see. Hopefully it falls 41 so I feel smarter later on. Detroit and Cleveland. Most likely to play again next week as the 3 and 4 seeds in the playoff, if I had to guess. It's just a matter of who. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. 2 and it'd be no, they're not going to play. There's no chance they play. Somebody on Twitter said very real chance they play, but that ain't going to happen. The Yankees are going to be the 4, or Toronto is. And the winner of that division is the 3. Detroit, magic number to clinch a wild card is 2. I believe Cleveland's is the same for division and wild card. 1.5. It's a tie. It's a mess. The whole thing's a mess. I basically try not to worry about the stuff that I can't control. I still handicap the games. I certainly know who I think needs to win, but I don't worry about it when I'm trying to see what the price is supposed to be. Doing my baseball work each day, I can go ahead and grade the cup total as a winner. The only thing I was sweating there is rain, but I don't think that's going to be an issue at this point in the night. Now it's just a matter of, let's see, Cleveland lost. And the Red Sox, I need over 8. It's 6 to 1. I need some more runs. Need a couple more runs. Top 8. Okay, 5:40 to go in the second. Seattle 3.5 at Chris, 4 at Pinnacle, 4 in town at most places. Westgate's been running it high for whatever reason. I'm not going to worry about them until they get back in line with the market. 37.5 flat, pretty much everywhere on the total. I saw something earlier also about Harrison. Not only does he not catch, he hasn't been getting open. His separation rate's like one of the worst of any eligible receivers in the league, and that includes the tight ends. If you got guys that are like 260 pounds that have an easier time of getting open than Harrison, then you got a real problem. They got 4 on first down. They're going to get 4 again on second down. McBride the catch this time. He's been the lone fantasy contributor who's done anything of note, but even without the touchdown, well, I shouldn't say that. The Seattle guy that scored the touchdown has done something of note. 3rd and 2 at the 28. Back is offset to the right. Gun for Arizona. 3 receivers to the left. Now they've got McBride to the right, 2 receivers each side. They run a draw. He's short. This is Carter. It's going to be 4th and about a half yard, maybe a full yard. They may go for this. So Murray checked to that run, I'm guessing, just based on the adjustments he made at the line. If you're going to do that, you better damn well think about trying to go for it there. Nope, they're not. They're going to punt. I guess in a 7-3 game, you just trust your defense. Not a fan. From the 29.5 all the way back to the 10, that's a bomb. 61 yards, and there's no return. I'd stand corrected. If you told me they were going to net 61 on the punt, I would have said punt it. Horton caught it and had nowhere to go. Great work by the Arizona coverage team. 3:45 to go in the first half. Seattle's backed up in their own territory. I'm guessing the live price will be the same as what it was, or maybe even a little bit lower than what it was, based on the field position swap. No commercial. It'll start right now, 3:45 to go. Seattle 4.5 point favorite, 36 the total now. Here comes a blitz. They didn't get there. Darnold rolls right, fires it long, and it's complete. Threw it at Sweat, one-on-one coverage. To 18. It's got a bunch of different guys involved tonight. That was just supposed to be a short route concept. Wow, what a piss poor effort by 10 for Arizona. You got to be kidding me here. Out to the 42, first down, 3 minutes to go. Fake the pitch, roll left. It's got all day. He's going to tuck it and go. He's got 10. He's got 15, 20, 25, 27-yard gain before he slides. What a total trash effort by Arizona's defense these last couple of plays. So it's man behind. Once they faked it, he has the whole field open. The linebacker couldn't catch him. So he's down to the 34, 2:28 before the half. This is a totally dominant effort when you're looking at yards per play. Here's Charbonnet for about 15 more. So now at the 2:17 mark, they'll run it down to the 2-minute warning. And Seattle's already inside the red zone after 3 plays. Started at their own 10. It did not take long to get down here. 32, 26, and 15. Two-minute warning, first down in the red zone. Let's see, an update from Greenville. 21-0 East Carolina at the half over Army. Army does get the ball first after deferring their option at the coin toss when they won it. It's basically a pick 'em in 24. There's been no movement. I have no opinion. Probably the last I speak of that game. I'm also going to work with you until the halftime of Seattle, Arizona tonight. Tomorrow is a longer night with 3 college games. The first one goes at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. The last one doesn't start until 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, so it'll go past midnight before halftime, most likely Houston and Oregon State. Those games are both on ESPN. The sandwich between that, Texas Christian at Arizona State. Those 2 teams are unbeaten. 9 o'clock Eastern on Fox, Big Fox, 6 Pacific. So triple header tomorrow in the college. It'll require a little bit more time. So, and Saturday obviously is a 12-hour day. So I'm going to call it for the night after the halftime of the Seattle Arizona goes, so I can read my book that was aforementioned here. Still got some work to do. Discord for Dummies. I also am looking in on Twitch for Dummies as well. Not that I'm a total dummy, but when it comes to this stuff, there's a difference between being stupid and being ignorant, and I absolutely am ignorant when it comes to this stuff. Ignorant means stupid means you know better, and you just keep messing up. When you're ignorant means you just really don't know better. You're trying to learn and you want to know, but you just don't know. So for me, I know I want to do this stream stuff. I know I want to talk to you guys. I know I want to inform and entertain and educate. I know I want to give out live bets, and I want to give out halftime bets, and I want you guys to watch with me and sweat with me and hopefully win. And, obviously build a network here, get some subscribers, get some airtime with other friends of mine, talking football, talking basketball, talking sports all the time, all kinds of stuff. Build this thing up, make it a career path rather than worrying about sportsbook jobs again. And that's that. I mean, simple. The goals are right there in front of us. Let's get this thing off the ground and see what we can turn it into. Seattle at the 2-minute warning, a 7.5-point favorite. The total 37.5. There is 38.5 out there on the total. I actually like the over at that price. If Seattle can score fast and Arizona can get it back and do something, now over becomes the favorite. Let's see what happens here. They got the ball at the 19. Just a matter of how fast they play. Arizona has all their timeouts. Seattle has 2 of theirs. Now it becomes, obviously, the Seattle draw was about the easiest thing ever once you saw the formation they were in. So now it becomes a situation where how much time are they going to run? How much time is Arizona going to let them run before they start calling their timeouts? The draw on first down just shortened everything up a little bit, and they only got like 2 yards, which was perfect for everybody. Now, if they do something like that again, where it's like 3rd and 4, then it's a question of what does Arizona do? Play fake, roll left. This play should have no chance to succeed. Oh, there's interference in the end zone. It was an incomplete pass, double coverage against Arroyo, but this is going to be a penalty against Arizona. It's going to give them the ball at the 1. Buda Baker. 1:16 to go before the half. This is one where if I'm Arizona, I just let them score. I want the ball back and try to do something with it before half. Let Murray half back. Just try to do something. Throwing the ball. See if you can get something out of it. Seattle gets the ball at halftime too. The worst thing you can happen if they score and you don't get a chance to reply, and all of a sudden it's 14-3 and it goes in that way. Game can get out of hand. To be fair, the box score tells that this game should not be 7-3. And Arizona's averaging 3.5 yards a play. Seattle about 9. First and goal at the 1. Big formation. Motion left for the tight end. The give is to Charbonnet. He's stacked up at the line, gain of nothing. So Arizona's going to be calling their timeouts at this point for sure. They actually wasted 2 or 3 seconds. Snap was at 1:16, and that play didn't take very long. I don't know how much time they're going to give him back. $1:11 to go before the half. Arizona calls the first timeout. I won't bother you with the live prices here, even without the antenna. There's not much you can do about them. Most places aren't dealing them for any sort of substantial bet. And these timeouts aren't going to last very long anyways. They're not even going to commercials. At the 1 again, play fake. Darnold rolls left, fires it back in the end zone, incomplete. No flags. Arroyo again. They really like this guy. They're throwing it to him against no matter who's on it. So 3rd and goal at the 1, 1:07 to go, and this time Arizona is able to conserve one of their timeouts. Yeah, I'm surprised that Darnold didn't run that. Here we go, motion left. Back to the back again, and this time he gets it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he is now. Second effort, Chardonnay's in. 1:01 to go before the half, and Seattle's up 13, 3-point pending. Good work by the lineman for Seattle to push him in. I think he was going to get there on his own, but no, it wasn't a cinch. Pretty good crowd for Seattle down there tonight. That's kind of par for the course. Extra points good, 14-3 Seahawks. All right, Dan M_James60. I just sent you a Discord friend request. Let's see how this works. Live price, Seattle 14-3, Seattle -8.5 minus money. That seems cheap to me. I haven't seen anything that Arizona's done that tells me that they're going to get back in anytime soon. It is the NFL. But Seattle gets the ball first. If Arizona doesn't do anything this drive, I really don't know. I mean, I think it should be at least 11.5. But it's mostly 9.5, so there is some 10 dog money. East Carolina about to kick it to Army. There has been some rain in the Greenville area. It looks like the home team has lost some of its crowd support at halftime. You get that when you combine rain with a game that's not particularly competitive. There's double bangs on the commercials. Oh man, oh no, they just haven't come back yet. Totals are 40.5 and 39.5 on the Seattle-Arizona game. Army has the ball first down, 21-0 in the third quarter. Before I came on and started tonight, I was eating. I made a crock pot chicken. Got some chicken breasts. I basically pulled the chicken apart. It was shredded with some potatoes and tomatoes and some one of those packets of Campbell's that's already pre-done, where you just throw it in the slow cooker. It's like a pre-made garlic butter sauce. It's pretty good. Not necessarily that healthy, but I got it out of the crock pot and I kind of rushed to eat it before I started the stream, so it was a little quick and it was a little bit hot. I didn't let it cool enough, so it kind of got like a pizza burn on the top of my mouth. You know how it is when you eat pizza right out of the box or right out of the oven and you don't let it cool enough. Kind of got some skin that's going to peel off the roof of my mouth, which was not a very fun feeling. I'm sure you guys have all been there before. So this score was a 90-yard touchdown drive with 3 really big plays to start, and then penalties aided Seattle the rest of the way. Let's see what Kyler Murray and the Arizona offense can do. Almost an interception on first down. Yeah. 49 seconds to go before the half. I don't know what he's looking at down the receiver. He's made one bad throw tonight for a pick. That was a bad throw that could have been a pick. And then he also has a pick on his resume that was not his fault that Harrison dropped. Probably could have called contact on 42 for Seattle that time, but they didn't. Hey, big play Army. All the way down inside the 5. Okay. Let's go. Come on, West Point. Get back in the game. Murray fires to the left. That one's towards Harrison. He's again not open, and he again didn't look back. Don't know whose fault it was. It's incomplete. 46 seconds left. And look at this stat line. I mean, some of these NFL numbers have been absolute shit these last. I mean, you're not supposed to do this. 12 for 21 for 67 yards. I mean, we're talking, what is that? Per throw, that's not even 4 yards per completion. I mean, that's just, that's bad. Well, per attempt, sorry. 5.5 per completion. Third down, gun. It's out to Horton. He catches it. Nice play as a screen to get out there and get the blockers out. First down. Let's see if they call one of their timeouts. They do. 38 seconds left. Out to the 32. So this gets them in position now where they're out far enough to get another couple of first downs or one big play, and they'll be in field goal range. Which I think at this point, that's probably what they have to play for. Army, I don't like this. What's happening? 3rd and goal. I think they're going backwards. Murray is sacked back at the 30. Seattle gets home with just the front 4. Army bought the 5, gun, draw left, smash at the 3, goes down at the 2. I'm guessing they'll go for it from here, but hasn't been worked out too well so far. Murray runs it on 2nd and 17, slides at the 35, and that'll be set up about 3rd and 5. The clock's running. They're not even going to get a playoff. Are they even going to call their timeout? They finally call their timeout with 2 seconds left. Arizona fans dumbfounded and confused. Can't say that I blame them. I'm sure they're booing when they listen. They're not even booing. They're like apathetic. I don't even know what to say about that. Army runs it off left tackle for a touchdown. All right. 10:32 to go. 21-6 point pending. Good start to the second half for the United States Military Academy. Now we just need to keep getting some stops on defense, even if it's turnovers, it's what it takes. Seattle's going to call a timeout now. 2 seconds left, 3rd and 13 at the 35. Murray doesn't have an arm that can throw 65 yards plus, I don't think. Not sure how they're going to handle this. Army's lined up to go for 2. This will be their first 2-point attempt this season. Hey, if you're down this much, why not? What the hell? Catch the defense by off guard a little bit. Just took it all the way down the field. Pitch. Nope. Stop that side. 21-6, East Carolina leads. Murray's last snap coming. The halftime line's going to be a pick 'em in 21 maybe. Find out in a second. Gain of 3 yards to end the half. Hang tight for the halftime price. I'm going to say Seattle. See, I'm going to say Seattle should be the favorite. They're not going to come the favorite, I don't think, but they should be. The NFL, the way it works, they won't be, but they should be. I think I've seen enough out of Arizona. The first 2 wins were against bad teams, and last week they couldn't do enough on offense to beat a team that's banged up. I'm still not sure how good Seattle is. I do like the coach for Arizona. I do like his composure. I do think he knows what he's doing. But I don't know how long his leash is going to be if the team doesn't show some signs of playing better. These are the games that they need to win. When you're at home in a division game, I mean, these are good teams. They're all 2-1 or 3-0, but Yeah, see, there we got Arizona's the favorite at halftime. I just don't in no world can that be right. Like from what I've seen, like that just can't be the right line. And again, I'm not sprinting to the window to bet on the other side. I just don't think. I think Seattle should be the favorite. Not a big one either, half or one. Seattle one would be my number actually. What are they up 11? 1.5. Seattle one or 1.5. Anything that's not as much as 2. Can't make them 13 for the game, but anything that's more than 11, I'm okay with. Half, 1.5, and the total should be 21's my number. Even though I don't like over, I told you I liked under 41 when it was there earlier, and I missed it. I could see. I mean, there was so little offense in that half, and they still got to 17. Now they're going to use 20.5. I can't get there. It'd be over or nothing. But again, I don't love anything. I'm just saying that for me. It's pretty much consensus here. Half flat or half the dog money on Seattle. Half flat is the high point on Arizona. Sorry is the favorite. 20.5 the total is pretty consistent everywhere. All the baseball games are now gone. Anaheim and Seattle, the last two that needed to throw the first pitch, they've both done so. So that's the last sporting event of the night. There is no girls basketball, I don't think. Oh, I take it back. I'm fake news. There's one hockey game out here, 4 miles from my condo. Utah plays against the Vegas Golden Knights. Goes in a half hour in a preseason hockey game. I'm not going to justify reading you the line. If you need to bet that, go look it up yourself. You're too sick for me. Okay. I think that's going to do it. I got nothing else tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back right around kickoff of the first games, which will come at 7:30 Eastern. Florida State, Virginia, ESPN. Texas Christian, Arizona State, 9 o'clock on Big Fox. Houston at Oregon State, 10:30, probably a little after that, or whenever the Florida State, Virginia goes final on ESPN, or they'll put it somewhere else, which we'll go over that. I'll be with you live all the way through the first half of Houston, Oregon State. So good solid 5 hours tomorrow night. Looking forward to it before a big weekend. Ryder Cup golf tomorrow starts tomorrow morning, goes through Sunday NFL. Thank God the NFL Sunday schedule with the early kickoff in Dublin, Ireland between Minnesota and Pittsburgh. There's only 7 early games, 1 o'clock Eastern, which will allow me to sweat the golf on. I got 9 TVs here, so 7 for the NFL, and then 1 for golf, and then 1 for the red zone, I guess. So yeah, it works out pretty good. And yeah, we'll see. Again, there's only 4 late games. That'll also be during the Ryder Cup, no doubt. So the Ryder Cup all day Sunday with the NFL is going to be the nuts. And of course, the Saturday schedule this week in college. I know it's the best to this point of the year. I'll make another argument. It's been the best schedule that we'll see all year. I think, but again, we'll see. Again, halftime price here on Seattle, Arizona. Half dog 15. So the money line on Arizona is like minus $1.20, $1.25. And then the total is 20.5 flat, 20.5. There's over money a little bit coming in over 15, but again, not a lot. That's all I got. If there are any other questions, you got to ask them in the next few seconds. I don't see anything else. I do appreciate Emma Smith with 3 H's, first time chat, and Sashxt XAA. Hang out on Discord. I don't know if I'll do that, but at least I added you as a friend, so you've got my Discord now. Hopefully you tell some friends and we get some people to hang out in these things, check out some live sports and some betting. It's fun, promise. All right, that's it. Good luck to anybody who's got any action. I got Army in this live play against East Carolina plus 21.5, 20 root for 21 or better, which is what I officially gave out. That was the most widely available. So that's what we're going to grade it on. Good luck to anybody who's involved with it, and hopefully make it a game. We'll see what happens here. That's all I got. Enjoy the second half. You got, again, 2 football games on ESPN, for Army, East Carolina, and Amazon Prime for the second half of Seattle and Arizona. That's going to go in about 8 minutes. Thanks a lot, boys and girls. Appreciate you. Be well. Take care. Good luck. God bless.